Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone this morning? So good, I hope. So good. I am so excited to get together today and make some art and do art things for an hour. I'm so excited. I have lots of fun things on my list of talking points. You know, I always have my little list of talking points. But let's, first and foremost, let's make sure that we all have a big water and take a big drink. Well on our way to our 64 ounces and being very nicely hydrated. I have a couple of, good morning, Peg. How are you? So happy to see you. I have a couple of, things to, well, you know, I was, gathering all my things. I'm telling you, every morning this is the exact same thing happens. Every morning I think I don't have enough to talk about, I don't have enough to do. Every single morning that I'm coming live to you. Every time. And so I start to walk around and gather things and gather things and gather things. And then I have more things than I can ever talk about in an hour or show you, or you know, anywho, I know that's a crazy thing. I have mixed up my paint for today's art paper. I mixed up from my beam paints. If you want to pull these out, if you want to do the same as me. If not, don't you even worry about it. But I have Grasshopper, Topaz Lake, and Beach Rose, I believe is the name. Beach Rose. I love Beach Rose. Anyway, and look at this rock that our friend Susan painted for me. Doesn't that look like Beach Rose? It sure does to me. Look at that. Doesn't that look like Beach Rose? Oh, I just love it. Okay. I'll set that aside. Good morning, Kathy. How are you this morning? So I have a couple of things to blab about. I'll try to do those things before we get super started. If you would like, follow, comment, and share and Corbiere-Scott Designs to all your artsy crew, I would greatly appreciate that. On Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and then ask to join Stitch Along with Anne Facebook group and Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group, because you can share in a Facebook group. Okay, so here we go. The first thing I want to do is I was sent these gorgeous artsy papers from my pal Peg. And so I have some, you know, I'm always like starting, you know, I like to do things in, I think they call it batches. Anyway. So I like to do things, like I like to make a bunch of bases, right? So here's a base that I made that I don't even remember making. But look it, I did. I had covered this Rolodex card with watercolor ground. I can feel it. And then some watercolors that that were probably left over from another project. Anyway. But Peggy sent me these gorgeous artsy papers, and so I thought, you know what? I did some with some papers that Debbie sent me, And I thought, you know what? I want to do some with these from Peg. And so I'm going to kind of line up where, so I ran these papers through my Xyron this morning, so they're nice and sticky all over the back. And now I'm going to give it one more pass of pressure to make sure I have lots of adhesive on there. Oh, there's some shimmer right there. Ooh, Peg. So pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Rolodex, and sometimes it's easier to do it this way, so let's do it the easier way. I'm going to line up with one side, and just roll that. Is it? I haven't bought those yet. Oh my gosh, now I'm all about... Shush up. And now I'm presuming that's what's on these too. This is Wax Effects. Oh, now I'm going to have to get those. Dang it. Hi, Tam. So, how many colors did you get, Peg? Right, and now we're going to cut out these little notches. Good morning, Valerie. Well, hi, Kay. How are you? So what colors did you get then? You must have gotten green, orange, and what? I'm so curious about them. And that they just add that perfect little something, something. You know what I mean? I love that. Okay, stop it. Look at that. I'm just madly in love with it. Madly, madly, madly in love with it. White. Oh. Ooh, that's versatile. Oh. See, I haven't even looked at them. I haven't even done any kind of research. So now I'm thinking, love these squares. I love these squares, but I really like these blobby things that kind of happened. Thinking, ooh, pink. You know, that's my favorite. That's what my nephew used to say when he was little. Ooh, Auntie, that's my favorite. And now I think about it all the time. So let's do the same thing here. Sometimes the heat of your hand is going to help. Sometimes just the pressure from your hand is going to help that adhesive activate with your paper. I have been a Xyron fan for a very long time. I designed for them for 8 years. I loved it. I loved every little bit of it. Okay, I will. What did you move up to the top of your Amazon list, Tam? The wax effects? Stop it. Look at it. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it so much. I think I have... I love my Xyron. And I'm just going to tell you that they have... I have a friend who used to work at Xyron. She was my boss, actually. Anyway, the Xyron is going to... We've got a lot of Xyron coming to our artsy retreat. Well, something that is an unusual Xyron product, but it's going to be so fun. Okay. Oh, look at it with little stray hair. But yes, you should absolutely get a Xyron. I love it so much. I love it so much. All right. Stop. Look at that. Can I tell you, I like that there's wrinkles in here. I feel like it gives it some cool texture. Let's do one more. One more paper from Peg. All right. I'm really feeling down here. Like that is making me all kinds of happy. Oh, do I want this side? This, well, I don't know. So the cool thing about having Xyroned my artsy papers is that you can, the ones that are already Xyroned, like these, I will save those because then I can use them in my art journal or on another collage something that I'm making. Right? And they're already full of adhesive. I'll trim this one. So here's a bit of transparency about Anne Corbiere-Scott. So oftentimes when I get stressed out, oh, and I inherited this from my aunts, from my mom, I will get a stress cold sore. And so I got a cold sore because I was stressed out about the stinking election. So I am just... I hate a cold sore. Why my family, that's the thing that afflicts us. I don't know. But it happens to all of us. When we get stressed out, get a cold sore. Look at that one. Thank you, Peg. Thank you, thank you. Now I can't wait to grow that. You know what I mean? I can't wait. Okay. So, oh, you know I do. You know I do. So I had a complete panic breakdown because I couldn't find my Abreva. So Jeff was going to the grocery store and I go, oh my gosh, you got to get me some Abreva. So I just got a brand new Abreva tube. I'm so happy. So the other day, I'm trying to remember our friend's name who asked me about gel pens, but anyway, let's go over some gel pen 101. Okay, so I have these pieces that I painted the other day, right? So these were painted with my, well, these colors actually, with the, where's my, just a sec, I'm looking for my notes. With my CMY palette. So a CMY palette is a palette that printers use. So if you've ever gotten something printed, what happens is that they print it with 3 inks. Well, now they use 4 inks. So they use cyan, magenta, and yellow, and then black. Like they use those are the colors that the oh, you know, I gotta save this little piece of something. Who knows what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm saving it. Okay, so anyway, those are the colors that I painted these pieces in, and they're the colors that I'm going to use for my botanical artsy papers that we're going to play with today. But I wanted to talk about gel pens a little bit this morning. So I have a white and a black. I thought that would be the easiest for everybody to see. So here we go. The number one thing I can tell you about gel pens, and a way to have success with them, is number one, have yourself some scratch paper, right? But then you're going to prime it before you even start. Always prime your pen, right? See that? I know that the ink is flowing because it's covering up that. There we go. Right? So now I know that the ink is flowing. Okay, so here's the trick. The trick is to barely touch your paper and to have a very slow stroke. This paper is, or this paint is there. So I want it to be kind of spotty. That makes sense to everybody. I don't want it to be a solid line. Another thing that you're going to look at is when you turn your pen on the side, you're going to see where the ink is, right? So one thing you can do is shake your pen down. Shake the pen, because what you want to do is dislodge any air bubbles that happen, because air bubbles happen in gel pens all the time. All the time. So you're just going to shake them down kind of before you start. And then you're going to do that. You're going to do that priming again. And I do the prime by circle, 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 circle. That kind of gets the ball that's on the end of your gel pen going. So I am not wanting solid lines. I am wanting kind of skippy lines, because I want kind of there we go. Okay, another tip is that you can, there we go, is that you can twist your pen as you're writing. Watch. I'm going to pull and turn. But you see, I'm just twisting it ever so slightly. Kind of like when we are playing with our twist your pen. But again, I'm barely touching my paper and I'm moving very slow. This paint is on the side of gouache, and so that's why I'm getting some, it's so scratchy when I'm doing it, but it's also why it's kind of so skippy. But I thought, let's do, so we're going to shake down the black, and we're going to test it. Circle, circle, circle. There we go. And now these lines, these are sketchy lines here. Let's fill those in. And the cool thing about adding gel pen to my printables is that it adds like this little bit of shine, because gel pen's ink is shiny. So that's kind of a cool thing to add next to the matte finish or the dull finish of the gouache. I just kind of like the idea of those two things juxtaposed next to each other, right? The matte and the shiny. It kind of, by having them work with each other, it kind of makes, so let's do these two. The sketchy lines around the petals. It highlights them both by having them right next to each other. There we go. So I hope that you kind of get the idea. If you happen to have gel pens that this is a big one. Oh, look at that. If you happen to have gel pens who, like, the shaking isn't working, the slow, very light pressure isn't working, here's some other tips that might work. So you could take the unscrew the end, right? I don't know if I can do that. Of course, I shouldn't try this on camera because I want to use it. I want to use my teeth to pull it out, but you get the idea. So you pull that out and you drop just a couple of drops. I mean, like just a very couple of drops of water in there. And I would use like a pipette to drop water. Then put your cap back on and put this cap back on, and then shake it down, shake it down, shake it down, shake it down. And then attempt to write. If that doesn't work, you might repeat that process, undo the cap at the top, and then add like maybe a couple more drops of water and shake it down. That might help the process. If that doesn't work, you can soak your entire pen in warm water for 5 minutes. That sometimes will kind of activate things. if none of those things work, then it's a goner. But please give those a try. I mean, it's worth it. You know, you've already spent money on the pen, right? So I would just really invest a little bit of time, and it could pay off. It most likely will pay off. I've done all of those things. Okay, I store my pens in a cup, and I store them cap down, because then my ink just is always pointing down, right? So that's something to consider also. Also, avoid tapping the tip on a hard surface, as this can cause the ink to clog at the tip. So you want to kind of be careful of that. Anyway, those are my gel pen tips. Okay, let's move this to the side because I want to get that paper started. Oh, everybody take a big drink. Remember that tomorrow morning is my my Ornamentally Yours class. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have so much fun. We are gonna make, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? A palette. So we're gonna be able to hang this either on our Christmas tree, or you can hang yours in your studio. I will probably hang mine from my camera stand, because then I see it every day. And it says, "Let's get artsy 2024 on the backside. Anyway, it's going to be so amazing. So I'll meet you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 9 a.m. Arizona time. And then you do the calculations for your location. Okay, so I was on my walk last night, and you know, I've talked to you about how much I love to forage in the forest. So I thought, well, I should just forage on my walk. So I picked some things. Okay, so I picked this. Look at this flower. It was kind of a flowering bush. Oh no, so then if it's 10 a.m., if it's 10 a.m. Pacific time, then it's 11 a.m. Yes, it's 11 a.m. tomorrow morning in the Ornamentally Yours Facebook group. Okay, so I have this. Yes, and I had so crazy. I had these, and I have this. Look at this. This is a desert sage. I love that desert sage. Okay, so I didn't have a way to hold them, so I put them in my pants pocket. Holy smokes, my pants were like bulging with plants. Okay, so I pre-mixed some paint with water, right? Because I wanted it to be pretty liquid. So I'm going to mix that water in. Okay, so I have, oh no, I think I left my water thing in the bathroom. I filled it up and I left it on the bathroom counter. Story of my life. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and do, so I'm gonna take a pipette, one of my favorite tools, by the way, and I'm gonna pull up some, I'm gonna did too much there. There we go. So I am just trying to kind of get I keep soaking up this paint. That's the beauty of a pipette, right? I think all three, I think that's too much. So let's let those sit in the paint, right? See what happens. Okay. Okay, now let's do some yellow. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen. Neither do you, right? It's just going to be what it is. But the colors are going to be brilliant. Now let's do the turquoise, the cyan, I should say. And I'm doing this on watercolor paper, 90 pound. So I can, who knows what I can, what I'll do with it. Then I'm just going to do some splat. Can add a little bit more water. Okay. Kind of stirring it with my pipette. I want to let it sit long enough that I can pick it up so that it dries and I can see if I get a leaf print. Now this has turned green, but that might be kind of cool, right? Do some more of that. I feel like this is something that is going to take a little bit of practice. And next time I would, oh look, I got some purple. That's kind of cool. Next time I would maybe take these cuttings apart so things laid more flat. But for right now, I think we got something cool. I'm dying to see. I'm dying to see. Have a great day, Peg, and I will see you when I see you. Oh, what was the other thing I wanted to talk to you? So I told you about my terrible, oh, Peg, wait a sec. Do you want to see a Veronica? There's a Veronica. Stop it. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it gorgeous? I talked about them yesterday in Stitch Along. They're quite hardy, and they kind of grow. Oops, I just dropped some little petals in there. Anyway, gorgeous. Veronica. Did anybody happen to watch Only Murders in the Building? Anyone? I'm going to set this aside to kind of dry while I'm going to do some more gel pen work while I wait for that to dry. See what happens. Okay. Bring things back over. Oh my gosh, I love that show too, Tam. It was so good. We just watched the last one last night. So good. So good. I love that they add little twists and turns and you know. Oh, I was going to work on this a little bit more. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to talk to you about. So that lemonade apple. It was so good, you guys. So if you happen to see a lemonade apple in your grocery store, grab one and give it a try. You know, I like to buy like one apple because I want to try them. I did find these ones called Smitten that I am smitten with. They're very good. But that lemonade, I thought it might be really tart. I did see those. I know they're really coming out with some new innovative, well, Adorn It has always been quite innovative with their design. And I will tell you, every crazy thing I send to them, all my crazy ideas, they totally play along with me. That's for sure. I think this black pen is really adding some crazy dimension. I know, I'm so excited that my wheat pillow pattern arrived, and my other stuff is on its way. Yay! From the Welcome Fall collection. These colors are so brilliant. So sometimes I find that it's what do I want to say? It's a nice challenge to work in a limited palette. Like, it does make me look at my colors differently and work within the parameters of that. I love that, right? Okay, loving that. Okay, another thing that I did with my house the other day is that I filled the windows with washi tape, and I think I want to do that again. So I'm going to grab my X-Acto, and I love this Roy G. Biv washi tape. So I'm going to lay a strip there and lay a strip there. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is starting to look so good. Look at oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's starting to dry right here a little bit. I promise, once it's dry, I will post a picture, but I also want to keep adding to it. I want to add a little bit more color. So I am cutting right on the inside of the window space so that my black outline shows. And remember, the more you work with your X-Acto, the more you're going to get a feel for how much pressure to press down on your knife. Oh my gosh, look at that. So that you don't cut through your substrate, right? So we just want to make sure that your fingers are such a good tool, because the heat from your fingers and the pressure from your fingers are going to really kind of marry that washi tape. I probably should change the blade on my X-Acto knife, because I was cutting something that, like, I absolutely shouldn't have been cutting with it yesterday. And that might be why I'm not getting crisp corners. That's exactly why I'm not getting crisp corners. There we go. There we go. I kind of have to concentrate these days when I'm X-Actoing. All right, let's see how I did. Did I do all four over here? I think so, but now I don't remember. No, I don't think I did. Or I was doing it with my dull knife. Let's see how I did on this side. Yeah, my crisp corners are not happening. Make sure you have a sharp blade in your X-Acto knife. Oh, there we go. It works so much better when you have a sharp blade. Honest to Pete. Now I've changed my hold on my pen, or my X-Acto knife. I'm holding it much more like a pencil, more straight up and down. So then I'm using the point. There we go. There we go. And really don't do it on camera. Ridiculous. All right, so remove that. Now let's work on this a bit more. So we need to there we go. There's one. There we go. All right. There we go. Let's try this one. Remember, this is your strongest ally, your pointer finger. It has the most power. It needs to do the most work, right? Again here. Right? There we go. There we go. The best tool you have in your artsy arsenal are these. You can do so much with them. I need to right there. Okay, now we could do some pen work on this. I'm thinking, I think I need a drink to ponder my pen work on this. Okay, and I can do some pen work on this. I love that these look like daisies now. That's making me all kinds of happy. So I have this great big area up here that I could add lots of pen work. I have this door that I could add more pen work to. First thing I think I want to do is color this doorknob black. That's making me kind of happy. And now I'm thinking about, we could do like slats on our house, right? So we could do, and remember, this is a wonky, funky house, so nothing has to be perfect, right? My watch tells me it's time to stand, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Right? Let's do more slats. This is just going to be a funky. I'm going to turn it and pull toward me. Hi, Joni. How are you? Good morning. So happy to see ya. And again, you notice that my pen is barely touching my substrate and I'm moving quite slow. And that's how I'm getting smooth lines. Okay. Look at that. I'm kind of loving that. I'm loving that it's, let's make these a bit darker. The outline of the windows. And the window and the breaking them up into smaller panes, that's kind of making a difference too, I think. It's making my windows pop just that little bit. Oh, stop it. Loving that. I'm loving that. Oh my good googly moogly. I'm loving that too. I'm loving that too. And then this guy, I don't know, I think I might want to do something in the cap of the acorn. But first, we must do our comfort book. So, let's find something short and sweet, shall we? To remember during the bad days. It won't last. You have felt other things. You will feel other things again. Emotions are like weather. They change and shift. Clouds can seem as still as stone. We look at them and hardly notice a change at all, and yet they always move. The worst part of any experience is the part where you feel like you can't take it anymore. So, if you feel like you can't take it anymore, the chances are you are already at the worst point. The only feelings you have left to experience are better than this one. You are still here, and that is everything. The end. I love that. No, this is just a jelly roller. Tessa gets mad because she's like, it's not a jelly roller, it's a jelly roll. I know. But it's just, like, it's not the glaze one. I think I might have some of those. Is that, no, these are gold and this one's a glaze. This is just a plain old jelly roll. Anywho. I hope that everybody is having themselves a time. So I was thinking about, doing the scallops over here because the scalloped cap might be super cute and will repeat the, let's do that. Let's do that. Right? There we go. And I want it to look kind of folksy and funky, and I think I'm getting that vibe. So nothing has to be perfect, nothing has to be even. It's all hand-drawn, right? So you're just going to add some hand-drawn elements to my hand-drawn design. So then it's like a collaboration. There we go. Stop it, you guys. This is looking so cute. There we go. And just a little bit more over here. You know, it's so funny, the way that my light shines down sometimes, I'm telling you, I can barely see. I have to turn my head and turn my head. Stop it. Oh my gosh, I'm loving that so much. But I feel like I want to add some black, a little bit more black pen down here, because I've kind of got that same technique. On all three pieces. How are we doing on time? We're pretty close, huh? Yeah, look at that. I think that I'll continue that with all the flowers, because look at that. That's like really making these flowers pop. Giving them their due. There we go. So pretty. Okay. So I'm going to set this aside. Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. I'm going to pull this back over. I'm going to pull these up so we can see if we got a little bit. We got a little bit of a leaf print. I think that we're just going to need to let everything dry like naturally and then see what we get. Then pick that up and then maybe move it. Put some more paint down. Oh, I know what I was going to do. So in my art journal, I got, did anybody else get a postcard for voting? I did. Well, I got 3 and Jeff threw the other 2 away, but I managed to salvage this one. I love it. I love it. A bunch of artists did them, and so that's a goal. Next time I want to work on some of that. But I'm thinking I want to add this as a tip-in on my page that we've made kind of a voting page. And so I think I'm going to do washi tape. I don't know, I feel like I want it here, and so it opens. Do you know what I mean? Or I could do it here, so it opens on the top. I don't want to cover up over here and have it open that way. What's on the back side of this? Yeah, I'm thinking, let's do it from the side. Or I could do it here. Oh, what do you think of that? And then it would tip up from the top. And I'm going to use the same washi that I used over here. My mosaic. And you know what? I think instead of having it wrap around, I think I'm going to pull it down the page just a little bit so it's kind of liking that. Press that, press that, press that, press that. Oh, you know what? Let's Yeah. I think that I'm going to cut right close to the edge of the postcard so that I get, yep, I get a good hinge work in there. And look at that. Ta-da! I love that. I love that. That's making me so happy. That's making me so happy. Okay. Are we over? Of course we are. Of course we are. Of course we are. This, I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to go do something else so that I'm not tempted to pick at it and touch it and, you know. And then once it's all dry, I will peel everything up and I'll snap a picture and I'll post it. And then I will see where I'm going to go from there. If I want to do more paint, if I want to do more printing, if I want to take some of these leaves off and do them individually. I haven't figured that part out yet. But I think it'll be a fun experiment until, oh, so tomorrow, don't forget, Pop and Paint Part, nope, Ornamentally Yours at 11 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock Pacific time. We are going to make a artist easel, and you'll find the supply list over on the Ornamentally Yours Facebook group. Nobody else knows what we're making. They just know the supplies. I haven't shown anybody except you guys what we're making. So, keep it under your hat. I like to keep my projects secret until it's time. I don't know. It's just more fun that way, I think. So don't forget, tomorrow is Ornamentally Yours in the morning, and open your newsletter. I got something fun in there for you. I adore you all. Thanks so much, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow in Ornamentally Yours. Bye, everyone.